Why won't anyone fight Devin Haney? Currently known as the undisputed lightweight champion, Devin Haney has had the World Boxing Council title since 2019, as well as the World Boxing Association, International Boxing Federation, World Box, and the Ring title since 2022. But how did Haney get to this place as one of the most respected young boxers in recent years? Born on November 17, 1998, Haney started boxing at the age of just 7 years old. When he was a kid, Haney had moved to Las Vegas and had gotten into a fight at school, prompting his father to take him to a boxing gym to humble him. Instead, the trainers there were actually impressed with Haney's natural ability and skill, encouraging Haney's father to have him trained. When he was just 8 years old, Haney had his first amateur fight, and by the age of 14, he had started to commit even more to the sport. This success would lead him to eventually win the U.S. Youth Championships for boxing at ages 15 and 16. Trying to widen his fighting range, Haney began to work with different trainers who would teach him various styles and techniques, setting him up to be one of the most versatile boxers in recent memory. Haney's support never waned, with his father opening up his own boxing gym so Haney could have his own training and workout space. All of Haney's training would eventually lead up to his professional boxing debut against Gonzalo Lopez at the age of 17 on December 11, 2015. Haney would beat Lopez by a first-round knockout. Haney would then go on to fight Hermanito de la Torre in an 8-round fight on February 2, 2018 for Haney's first major fight. But Torre at the last minute had to withdraw from the fight. Haney's next fight would then be with Zolazani Nogeni on January 11, 2019, where Haney would beat him in a 10-round unanimous win. Haney would also go on to beat Antonio Moran through a knockout in the 7th round to a roaring crowd. Haney's biggest fight at the time, though, would be against Zaur Abdullaev, who was at that time undefeated. Haney would give him his only loss and claim the World Boxing Council's lightweight title. With these matches building up a winning profile for Haney, it led him to be certified by the World Boxing Council as the WBC lightweight champion in October of 2019. Haney's first match, which would be him defending the title, would be against Alfredo Santiago, who was also undefeated at the time. Haney was able to beat Santiago by a unanimous decision, but he injured his shoulder during the fight. After he went through a full recovery, Haney would go on to continue defending the title. He would go up against Yuriorkis Gamboa, an Olympic gold medalist in boxing. No problem for Haney, though. Haney would win in dominant fashion by unanimous decision in the match against Gamboa. Moving forward, Haney would go up against 3-weight world champions Jorge Linares and Joseph Diaz, both in 2021. At the time, Jorge Linares was seen as Haney's most challenging opponent yet. Haney was able to have control and dominance for most of the fight, but Linares, in the 10th round of the fight, was able to land a hit combo on Haney that damaged him significantly. The last 2 rounds of the fight mostly consisted of Haney defending himself from being hit, often tying up with Linares and dodging Linares' moves to attack, much to the dismay of the crowd. Despite the struggle in the last 2 rounds of the fight, Haney would win by unanimous decision, even with much of the crowd booing him due to his performance in the last 2 rounds. Haney's fight with Joseph Diaz was relatively easier for him, with him winning comfortably by unanimous decision as well. It was right after this win against Diaz that Haney was challenged to fight in a match with George Kambosos Jr., the boxer who at the time held the WBA, IBF, WBO, and Ring lightweight titles. The challenge was accepted, setting up the winner of the match to be the undisputed lightweight champion, which would be the most significant accomplishment of Haney's career if he in fact won. The match would take place in Melbourne, Australia in June 2022. In the match, Haney beat Kambosos to become the very first undisputed lightweight champion in the 4-belt era. Haney and Kambosos Jr. would go on to rematch later that year, with Haney defeating Kambosos once again in a unanimous decision, securing his status again as an undisputed champion. Having now boxed in 29 professional fights and won every single one of them with 15 knockouts, Haney's training and boxing style have become one of the most analyzed in the sport today. Haney is most known for his calculating hits and impeccably timed counterpunching, often with his dominant right hand, which is swift and relentlessly accurate. His style often uses patience in the ring as a strength, often waiting for his opponent to make the first moves, which often sets Haney up to perform his lethal counterpunch or attack combo. His defensive movements and success rate in not getting hit a whole lot have led him to many comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, someone he has been vocal about being an explicit influence on how he boxes. There is also often constant and unexpected movement with Haney when boxing, making it often too hard for his opponents to be able to successfully create an affecting blow to Haney's front. One of the other strengths Haney possesses is the deceptive and powerful jabs that he is able to hit from many different angles, being very keenly aware of the vulnerable spots of his opponents. Haney's attack combos are also what make him such a massively talented boxer, the technique of them not only being crisp and impactful, but also often perfect in their timing. He's not only able to perform the combos with impressive precision in the matches, but is also able to use these attack combos in multiple places on the fighter, whether it's the head, body, legs, or such. Even when his hits aren't the most hard-hitting, Haney makes up for this with his eclectic defensive skill set. His crisp, fast footwork often makes it difficult for his opponent to predict his next moves. Haney's waist movement also keeps him from getting hit, as well as putting his opponents in vulnerable positions after they go after him, leading Haney to be able to counter strongly. Haney also gets a lot of help from his main trainer Ben Davison. Having trained fighters like Devin Haney, Josh Taylor, and Lee Wood, Davison is one of the most sought-after trainers in the world of boxing.
He's got the potential to be a pound for pound #1, an all-time great. He has the potential, as long as the structure's right, his preparation's right.
One of the most innovative and modern aspects of Haney's rise as an undefeated champion is how he has used social media, especially YouTube, to raise his profile and popularity. With his matches recorded when he was rising up as a teenager as a boxer, the videos allowed fans and casual viewers to get a chance to look into what are often private fights. The filming of the videos was super low cost and easy to make, establishing control over Haney's brand and outlook right away at the beginning of his professional career. The videos developed into even more success for Haney, with him starting his official self-produced YouTube documentary series about himself and being constantly active on his social media accounts.
I think it's a big part of boxing. I mean, it's like the new wave, the new millennial, the new thing to do, and like I said, it's good for boxing. You know, it's young kids now watching boxing, girls watching boxing.
Yeah. All of the savvy branding he started led to him quickly developing an avidly passionate fan base as well as big corporate promoters, with his social media profiles gaining over 1 million followers. Other recent boxers have also used social media to similar effect, with Jake Paul, most notably known as a YouTube personality, using his already established fame to launch a financially lucrative boxing career. As for what Haney is trying to do in the future, he looks to develop even more as a boxer, improving on his strengths and weaknesses as a boxer as well as establishing himself as one of the best boxers. He'll be making a defense of his still reigning lightweight title by fighting against Vasyl Lomachenko on May 20th, 2023 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Nevada.